make her mad. I make her very uncomfortable. I make her very uncomfortable. And it's actually hilarious. Because you went through this before with another woman. But yet, where's the charges being filed if they were... It's okay though. Yup. Tacos? Maybe. I don't feel like cooking. Who would be mad? Okay. Alright, so how do I feel about her keeping the one to keep the last name? That's her decision. I don't feel any type of way towards it, to be completely honest with you. That's perfectly fine. She's going to be the Miss Montague and I'm going to be the Mrs. Montague. So honestly, it really doesn't matter to me, for one. For two, the reasoning behind it just doesn't make sense to me because she's going to forever be the mom of the babies, you know, of the kiddos. So like, honestly, I don't know. For me, it just doesn't make sense. I seen the lives, I seen the screen recordings of the live, and it's just crazy to me because I'm not going to keep no man last name who put me through hell. Personally, whether we have kids or not, just my opinion, I'm not going to do that. But it's a difference if my goal or her goal was to never get married again. You know what I'm saying? Keep the last name, cool. But to get married and to hyphenate it under the new man's last name is absurd to me. So I don't know. So yeah, I mean, y'all can't be asking me how I feel about it because I'm not the one gonna be married. Y'all need to ask her boyfriend. It's crazy because you can't yeah, probably. You can't say you lost something that you agreed upon being done with. Oh, the same pictures they sent. He looks, bro, I promise you, I'm about to show you some pictures of Milo. I got to, I'm about to show you. Back door. Yeah, I have a back door. I'm about to show you. I got some, yeah, babe, I got so many pictures. What? Your mom be doing them shoes. Look at Milo. Look at Milo. Look at this thing. What is funny? What are you laughing at? I gotta find this picture of Milo. Carl, missed the whole thing is messy.
Oh, so Brenay think this a game. She recently was posted up on Snapchat like scripture basically trying to say thou knowest the Lord does knoweth thine ways, something stupid. All we was saying was, look girl, you about to go and mess your life up even more behind this man, and quiet as is kept what they saying in the Reddit threads. And for someone who asked me what are the Reddit threads, click the link down below. Brenay has been trying to talk from a burner account. Only problem is the burner account is actually a successful realtor and has a real account, so we know it's Brenay at. Quick update on her. What's up, my friends, and welcome back once again to the Just Casing Brand. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Casing Brand. Now, if you're new to the neighborhood, go and look at the video we just posted about her. You ain't got to follow, like, or subscribe, but if you do after this video, I would appreciate it. If you're already a member of the neighborhood, we ain't got no mug shot yet. Now, from what I'm hearing, we might not be able to see one for the next few days. I thought it was only supposed to take her about 2 hours to go through processing, but to get a mug shot behind a man, I think is just sad, especially one who don't belong to you. Now, I ain't saying that you should go out here and get a mugshot just because you married a man, or, you know, that's the man who belongs to you as your son's father, your daughter's father, or just your man in general. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it would make more sense if you wasn't doing this behind somebody who has all this drama in his life. And if Brenay wanted to, if she just cut Tim off like magic, all of this goes away. She ain't got to deal with the mama, the sister, nobody looking at her crazy. She ain't got to deal with the online embarrassment. Now, yeah, she's gonna have to go through a couple of months of people being like, I told you so, I told you so. But all she got to do is be like, I know, and I should have really just took that into consideration, but what can I do? You know, I'm only whatever age she truly is. So, hey, I'm doing the best that I can. Let me show y'all how I'm about to do these nails, and as I do these nails, I'm about to tell y'all what I'm listening to or working on or something like that. But I think that would involve a level of accountability and just letting reality set in that this might not work. And ain't it the truth that sometimes what really hurts us when we dealing with a person and we know we about to have to cut them off is the grief before we cut them off, because we like, boy, when we stop talking, we gonna have to stop talking for real, because you liable to make me be dead. And I really would like some life. So dang, I'm about to have to cut you off. But we know at the end of it, it's what's necessary. And of course, Brenay had to post some flashbacks the last time they were together when she had that ugly ass M initial on her neck talking about, I'm about to be this, you. And supposedly, her and Tim were going on an early date night at 4:59 p.m. They went over to Dave and Buster's. They were having the time of their lives. There was only one problem. Doesn't seem like Tim was having that much fun. When they were sitting side by side, you'd think they'd be all touching, kissing, laughing, play fighting. Nope, just two big burly women's sitting there together, having the time of their lives. They titties out, margaritas on deck. Ooh, virgin margaritas, because you know they saved and everything. And in my opinion, this was another tactic Brenay is trying to use in order to bait Akira into feeling the type of ways about her being with big ass Tim. But quiet as it's kept, girl, don't nobody want this man. This man don't even want to be this man. That's why he always trying to work out and get away from your ass. And I sure would hate to think that Brenay is with Tim because of the cakes he got. I would sure hate to think to myself that she's posting him from behind because she wants us to get on his behind. I just pray that maybe Tim really did get a BBL and he ain't been sticking to his diet and exercise routine. How he could afford it, I have no idea. Because Brenay is not really mature, she is liable to let Tim make her do something crazy like that young lady who took another young woman's life in Chicago. And when we're talking about cyberbullying, some people might be like, well, Jess, you cyberbully people because technically you're saying mean things, you're saying negative things about them. What would be the difference between you and Brenay? Well, Brenay is doing it in a malicious intent in order to destroy or hurt someone's character. And she's also doing it as a cyberbully hiding behind a lot of shit. She'll say something indirectly about the other party, then come to the internet and act like she ain't say nothing. And reading more into how people who cyberbully others feel, from what I gather, it's something that makes them feel like, okay, I have this control over you emotionally because I could say or do whatever I want to you, but this computer screen separates us. Plus, if the other party is not social media savvy or they're just not somebody to put all their business on the internet or talk often on the internet, then the other person who is bullying that person feels even more power and less remorse because they barely see a reaction. And when they do see a reaction, it's feeding that crazy part of them that's like, yes, I made you come on here and say something. This is a shorter video, but I still want to say this. We have all been the type of women or the type of man who allowed our emotions to be controlled or dictated by the person that we're with. And it might be because we weren't loved properly as kids. We didn't know how to love properly as adults. It could be for a host of reasons. But one thing we have to do once we realize we're in those type of situations or we're just those type of vulnerable people is start to check out exactly who we're pairing with. Now, since I know I'm sometimes off the rocker, I could slap a bitch or two. I know I don't want to be with somebody who also feels that way. I know I need to be with a calm, cool-headed man. And I need someone who's going to feed into those parts of me and say, hey, you can calm down. Hey, you don't have to be as, it's all right. And I'll respect that. But it didn't come without me making the mistake of making a man my end all be all. Everything I thought about was about a man. When I was super, I guess we could say the new term is male centered. We'll just use my son's father, for example. That's the worst one I can think of. There would be times when I would hear my phone ping as in a text message. My heart would drop before I even got to the phone. When I realized it wasn't him, I would damn near break down in tears because he wasn't talking to me at the time to, teach me a lesson or what have you. And I would get really sad about it. I stayed in that trend. I can't even tell you how long, like a dumbass in my early 20s, until I started to figure out, oh shit, if a person figures out that they're able to dominate your mindset and what you do from day to day, and they find power in that, that's probably not a good person for you. You don't want nobody who's going to try to control you or tell you you're left from your right, because you're an individual. You have a brain. And if you're trying to break out of that, here's what I recommend. This is going to sound crazy too. What I would have to actually do is change all of my ringtones out. I would have to have hour by hour listening to something encouraging, something motivational, something to lift me up and make me not think about him. I would have to read books because I knew books would make me just draw into the story in order to train myself to not think about him. And one day turned into 2 days, 2 days turned into 3 days, 3 days turned into 4 days. Then I started to implement things that I like to do. So I would go to the park or I would go to a museum. I would try and do stuff that made me feel like I saw myself. And even if somebody was trying to make me feel stupid about it, I was like, I don't care, because I feel like I'm seeing myself. Several years later, fast forward, y'all know can't nobody really tell me nothing. Can't nobody really tell me nothing. But it's not that I won't respect my partner. It just is that I figured out how to have boundaries and respect for myself and not allow somebody to lead me on down to hell. But that's all I got to say. I have been the Just Casing Brand. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned in. Make sure to like the video, have your notification bell turned on so you catch me each and every single time I'm here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.